Hello. With this video, we are going to be hosting or publishing our game from Unity onto the internet with the help with LFS, WebGL, and we're going to be using Vercel for the hosting. Because I've seen that there's a lot of videos for hosting your games with WebGL on itch and WordPress, but I don't like to use WordPress, and I was making a project for a friend, his portfolio website. So obviously I wasn't using itch because he wanted his game on his website itself. And I noticed there wasn't really any YouTube videos or resources to help with that, and like building the Unity project can be a little tricky at times too. So I'm making this video to help with that, so people don't have to look too hard or read a lot of documentation or waste a lot of time on Stack Overflow, because it's not fun. So we'll start with making a new project. I'm gonna call this one the Ascent. It's the name of the game my friend wants to use. We're also using GitLab because when testing this on my GitHub, I ran into an issue of maxing out my LFS data capacity, which is 1 gigabyte, which is not much. So pushing, like, his game's big, so like after 4 pushes it was already full, and I was like, oh no. So we're gonna be using GitLab for the time being. We want this public. This looks good. Yeah, this is good. All right, so we got this. Now we want to clone it. HTTPS, and then we want to go to our terminal or whatever you're using. You can use GitHub, or well, we're using GitLab. But if you're using GitHub, you can use GitHub Desktop or other tools such as Git GUI. But I like to use the terminal because it's a little bit easier for me, and I'm more used to it at this point. So you want to go to somewhere that you want to store your project. I made a new directory called YouTube, just so I can have this example and then like delete it later. So I don't know. So I'm gonna put it here. So just git clone. There you go. And it's empty. Usually it sends a warning that it's empty. I think that's when I edit it in NeoVim. I'm not sure. I don't remember where that warning's coming. But anyways, this is where we're going to build the project. We're going to build it into this directory. So we're going to do that right now. And this is a really important part. So click on the game, open the project you want to publish as a WebGL. All right, so here we are. This is the project we're using. And this is my friend's project. And the important part is to go to build settings. And then you want to make sure you have WebGL selected, and then go to player settings. And then this is very important. Make sure compression format is disabled, and then make sure decompression fallback is enabled with the check mark right there. And that's very important because if you don't have that, it won't work. And depending where you're hosting this, sometimes you might need this. You might need a gzip, but for Vercel, it's best to keep this disabled and have this enabled right here. So then we'll just go ahead and build. And I want to go to my YouTube folder, the Ascent, select folder, and then I'm going to build it. And it might take a while because this is a bigger game, but for you it might be shorter or longer. All right, now we have our file here. That took a bit for me. So, because like I said, it's a bigger game than I think what most people would be pushing. They also have a lot of extra assets, they told me. So let's make sure it's all here. Perfect. We got the build, streaming assets. The build and template data is the most important, including the index HTML. I don't think you need this, but just keep it just in case, because sometimes I've pushed the project without this and it still works, but just keep it there and just in case. We're good there. Ooh, oh, because I spam clicked. Alright, so let's clear this. Alright. Perfect. There. Our files are right here. And as a default, the background is white, and I don't like that. It blinds my eyes. I hate white themes. So we're going to quickly change this to be a darker color. Here. Let's do like black, maybe. I don't know, gray. And then I like to do one more other thing. Where is it? I want this. We can keep that actually. Make this left. I'm gonna go change index. There we go. And I want to get rid of that. There we go. Alright. That's how I like that. Oh, also they have their title as their team name or their development name. So we want to change this to the game name. So the Ascent. Okay. Alright, now we're ready to push. So this is the very important part, especially if your files are too big. Especially the files in the build folder. I'll show you real quick. Specifically, the .data file is going to be the largest. So we especially want to be pushing this one first or last, depending on the order. But I'm going to push it for first. So let's start with that. So we'll do git. Oh, here we go. I already have it right there. So you want to type in git LFS track. In between parentheses, which file you want. I'll hit enter, and then we'll do git add. And this is important, so make sure you do git add. Oh, this is from the last project, so I'm gonna do the sent data. All right, and then finally commit. Do this. Add the sent data file. Perfect, and then we'll finally push it. And usually this part will take a little bit or a while depending on how large the file is. So we might have to skip this. Alright, now it has finally finished, which is the good news. So clearly it didn't hit GitLab's capacity yet. I don't even know if they have one. I'm going to assume they do, but that's good news. So yeah, magic of LFS. There we go. So the rest of the project should be pretty straightforward to push. Oops, went too far. Sent. So we'll just do git add period enter commit. Do files. There we go. Git commit, add files, perfect. And then finally git push. Oh boy. Oh yeah, one of the other files might be a little bit big, but definitely not as big as the data file, but should be fine. All right, so now we're done. Just clear this. And then we can move on to GitLab. So I already have this up. And the next part, I gotta refresh this real quick. There we go, there's our files. Perfect. Just always want to make sure you have everything. There it is, the ascent.data LFS. So it will be marked as LFS, and GitLab and GitHub will be tracking it, or Git will be tracking it, I guess. And now we can finally push it to Vercel, where we can host our website. And look at that. If you go, let's go back here. Let's do add project. And you can have GitHub, but right now I'm on GitLab. And here it is. You can import it. And I'm not using any frameworks, and it's just the game for this project. We can just hit deploy. All right. And this is the really nice thing about the Vercel, is it will build everything for you, because I used Astro to build my friend's website, and Vercel built the project in here. All you have to do is just give it the repository, and it just does all the work for you, which is wonderful. And then obviously we can go look to see if it worked, but there's one more important step we have to do, especially if you have an LFS file. So you want to go to here, go back here, hit the little dots, and go to settings. And you want to click on Git and go all the way down to here, Get Large File Storage. You want to make sure this is enabled, because if it's not enabled, you'll not get your data file and the game will not work. So we'll hit save, and then we should be fine. Back here, oh, there we go. Just click on that, and then bada bing, bada boom, there it is. Like, see, we can have our changes here: gray background and title changed on the left side. And because this is a larger game, this might take a little bit longer to load. Here. Oh, I forgot one important step. That's right. Every time you make a change, or in the settings, you also have to do you have to redeploy. That's very important. I keep forgetting this every time. I'm like, why isn't it working? You have to redeploy. Close out of that, and we'll wait for it. And depending on the size of the game, it might take a little bit while. It seems to finish around like 15 seconds. Somewhere around there. There we go, 13. And then we can hit visit. And this time, hopefully it works. Oh yeah, it's working this time. So this will load. It might load faster for you. Like I said previously and numerous times, it really depends on the size of your project. There we are, made with Unity. And then you can like full screen it. My ears. And there you go. You can upload your game to your personal website. Lots of fun. Turn to the main menu. All right. And yeah, that's how you do it. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day or night. Have a good one.